Grimith, destroyer of worlds, using the power of Skype.
Now we'll never hear Dark's voice again.
I have
In
to
my
say,
universe, he could talk, you know.
this is an amazing quirk of me refusing to update Skype. This is good. No regrets.
I wonder if in this universe Leon was also people's character after he was all quiet.
Oh, shit. Good times. Get the fuck out of here, Gryph. You're not even around.
Wonder what other things might be different.
That's right. What other things might be different, indeed? Well, all of you are in the call, at least. I consider that to be a plus.
That's different.
Neat.
Yes.
Yes, Goger. Alright. Alright, show of hands. Who's ready to get this party started?
I'm not.
Then don't show your hand.
You know,
There we go.
I can't, but you can't really tell.
Okay, I'm ready. I got milk.
Everyone's ready but dark.
I think this is like a joke, right?
I'm actually eating pizza, but yeah, we can start.
Oh, good. I'm glad we're available in your time. So what everyone take for the incremental advance? I know what Goger took.
I think I told you right at the thing.
You
but,
did. You
but
did.
yes. Okay, well, then I'm covered.
I mean, for the last one, I took fuck all because yeah, I think I took extra magic item. That's what I took.
All right, dark.
I think I had my. I don't have anything left to take.
All right, that's what I like to hear.
More often.
Fewer incremental advances. That's what I want to hear. All
No,
right.
no. I still can need.
Okay.
So more at the start, less at the end.
Maybe you should just give them all to me, guys.
Okay. So show of hands, or perhaps lack of hands. Who wants to do the recap for last session? Oh my god, the wind wants to do the recap. All right.
See, I'll do it, but I might need some help because I don't know what the hell happened.
You're like the main person. Yeah.
So last time, we were discussing where to go with the Orb of Storms. There were plenty of messages being thrown around by all manners of people. I believe Tempus and Aurelia got messages from Horizon, from one of the superiors. Jasmine got one from somewhere. And they were kind of saying that maybe we shouldn't give the Orb of Storms to the High Druid because there's other people who can make better use out of it. And why don't we give it to them? And they promised us treasures and all that. And we considered that, especially because there was also the mention of the High Druid and the Wildwood being incredibly unstable, which we kind of know and assumed. But also that the Druids were behind all the problems with the wars and such. So we discussed it a bit, but in the end we did decide to go to the Wildwood again. Mostly because, I mean, the High Druid was one of the few people who's actually actively helped us get it. And she provided like the crows who have been incredibly helpful, and you know, she offered a way that gets us where we want to go, as in opposing the white and such, and the Lich King and whatnot. So we figured, might as well go there, give her this thing as like a peace offering or whatever, and let her do her thing. And so we went back to the Wildwood, unless there's something in between that happened that I missed. I'll take that as a no.
We went to Newport.
Yes, we did go to Newport. We talked to Lord Teraptus, although that didn't really result in much. Discussed a few things. We saw him recovering on his sofa in his office. The crows were running around in the hallways.
You confirmed that he did suffer an assassination attempt and survive.
That's true. There was definitely one of those. Then we went back to the Wildwood and were intending to give the orb to the High Druid. And so we looked about to reach her and ended up in the Druid's Conclave, I believe it was. This huge arena like Colosseum or Colosseum like arena or one of those two things.
Yes.
With plenty of druids of all manners and kinds around, and we made our way to the middle, where Aelor and the High Druid were currently like discussing things, and we added our own like things to the discussion, mostly Jasmine and Aranas. And near the end, Aurelia spotted a rather familiar figure of the same person-ish who approached her in the Wildwood earlier, suggesting that he wants her to do something for him. Aurelia wanted to confront him in a sense, to talk to him and be like, hey, what the hell? But she didn't really get that far, because the person jumped off the edge of the arena here and flew away on draconic wings. And then Aurelia found herself next to a rather, perhaps not familiar, but easy to distinguish voice, rather right next to her. And I believe that's where we ended.
Got enough right. Okay, so before we get this party started, as I advised you folks in the group chat for today, although you are more than capable of surprising me, today's session probably involves combat. And it also probably involves combat with the party split. Particularly with Aurelia here at the beginning. Because she certainly indicated that Aurelia is going to be transitioning quickly to combat. And let's get started a bit with that, because Aurelia and this singular entity are going to be the only ones who are involved for a while. Everyone else was caught by surprise. Let me focus straight on you, sheep. So Aurelia is about 30 meters up in the air. Not up in the air specifically, but 30 meters up a massive staircase, one of several massive staircases that are lining, for the lack of a better word, Colosseum, covered with wood and stone and moss. Perhaps having stood here for several ages. Who can say? Perhaps you'd get more of a history lesson at another time if it weren't for this moment. You just hurried up the steps as quietly as you could, avoiding notice and attraction for the most part, as you attempted to confront Celebrius, the dragon sent, a supposed child of the blue herself, by unknown means. Naturally, Celebrius, as Celebrius does, because I'm sure you're familiar with his personality, her personality, his personality, went up to the top of the Colosseum, dove off of it, and began to flap away using his fucking wings, because why not? Simultaneously, Aurelia was confronted by a voice that she has heard before, and turning her head fractionally to the right, she can see an entity, a singular entity, standing up from one of the rather wide benches that are like built into the sides of the Colosseum. If this were built and currently seating like humanoid-sized creatures, you could probably fit more, maybe as many as all of the population of Newport before all the refugees flocked in there. But you have larger creatures like Lamassu and centaurs and whatever taking up the spots. And there's a number of entities outside, so roughly only 10,000 or so. But it's this singular entity who has captured your attention. Aurelia has seen her before, with those stunning eyes and the attractive face, an individual that she helped rescue from Robber's Bluff to the east of Newport so many months ago. However, Aurelia has passed a sufficient enough skill check that she can actually see beyond what, to her eye, would most likely be an illusion. Now, she has only seen this entity once before in a dream she had in Horizon. But it most definitely is not of that sweet, innocent face. Instead, it is a very menacing tiger head, like so. With red, beady, slitted eyes, protruding teeth, and a smirk? grin, smile. Aurelia has only seen this creature before in that singular dream, so it's difficult to place it. However, if this were to be the case at all, suggestion would be that this would be the Gloom, former Lodge Chieftain of Newport. Now, I know I'm rambling here, but we're actually going to spend one of your icon relationship dice right now, Aurelia. Now,
Alright.
by complete happenstance, it's a little flashback moment here, back to the time where, after you fucking flipped tables and shit, once you saw this figure for the first time, Aurelia looked a bit into Rakshasa, which is actually what Aurelia is. Which is actually what Dwohiram said she was, but I suppose Dwohiram was an intellect assassin who would know all that stuff. Point being that these prominently evil shape changers do have a few special features about them. They are predominantly casters, but they are more than capable of mixing it up in melee too. Their claws are particularly vicious, and looking down on her, she has a mithril monstrosity, like an exaggerated paw wrapped around her right claw. She, of course, can also shape change, as these horrid creatures can do, and they are most capable at attacking someone's mind and assaulting them mentally, even going so far as to create confusion effects.
Well, good thing that Aurelia is great in solo combat and has great mental defense. I see no problems in this.
I know I prattled on for quite a bit, but that was an information valve that was switched for you. There's Aurelia in that spot, as noted.
Yep. There will be very few words here. Aurelia will just charge, essentially.
Okay. All right, well, there's not that much to worry about in the realm of charging. You are pretty damn close to each other already. It is going to take several rounds before we transition to anyone else, because you two are isolated, so far away from the rest of the party, and so small and insignificant at your distance, it's going to take a while before the noises ripple through the arena. But you can go ahead and roll for initiative yourself. Just you.
Oh, that's pretty good.
15, not bad. Okay, so we'll handle a few special things regarding you. That was a poor roll for the Gloom. First off, Aurelia is more than capable of being killed right here. Exilia the Gloom is most assuredly a named character and does have a vested interest in killing Aurelia. You may take a campaign loss. A campaign loss would essentially put your character retreating as fast and as quick as she could back to the plateau, to the rest of the party. Or I suppose you could leave the arena if you so chose. As a result, you would be excluded from the first battle they would end up facing. Spoiler. But afterwards you would be able to arrive there in whatever injured state you might be in. And this will go for... gosh, I suppose if the escalation die hits 6, then we would have to pause this and allow the rest of the party, and really the rest of the arena, to act. But you do have several rounds here before anyone else fucking gets a clue as you two suddenly get to work fighting each other. And we begin with Aurelia herself, not wasting time with words.
Alright, no words. Lots of mechanical things here because I'm not going to hold anything back. I have this fancy feat that allows me to once per battle per day choose a monk talent you don't ordinarily possess, which I already used before.
Don't you have to transition through, like, up to finisher in order to have access to that?
We had that discussion before, and that I still don't think it is that way, because some of the epic feats for some of the forms don't make sense in that way.
I remember the discussion right now. Okay, what are you hoping to gain access to?
There's the talent Path of the Perfect Warrior, which increases all my damage dice by 1 die, as well as giving me a key power, which may or may not come into effect.
Where
The main effect is
see here.
damage dice
Okay,
one step
one
up.
battle per day. I see. Okay.
This will be the battle.
Okay.
And then Aurelia will attack.
Okay. Go
With
for it.
usual opener at this point. Actually, before I do that, champion tier rune on armor, and then she will attack.
Okay.
Rune on armor coming right up. Oh, you,
That's terrible.
That does not hit.
I would like to spend a key point to turn that into a 2 to get a reroll.
Remind me of what thing allows you to oscillate, like, your rolls up and down?
That's the basic monk ability for the key point.
Right, I remember. Now that you told me, I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and get your reroll.
Come on, that...
That is just enough to hit the gloom.
Alright, perfect.
Hitting her, doing that, is enough to create a shimmering effect, and you can see a swinging green pendant around the tiger's neck.
Fuck that thing. Also, breathing vest before I forget, for another 25.
Okay. Alright. You manage to punch the gloom, the horridly evil shape changer, right in the jaw? Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
No.
Okay.
You trigger the glove you have?
Not yet. I want attention from everyone first.
Okay. Well, as it turns out, Exilia was very much focused on you, and she hisses, "Of course you would ruin everything. I will enjoy seeing you put in the same place I put your son." And she will extend her mithril claw. Now, as she is swiping with her claws and bite attack, the claw itself seems to warp. And rather than targeting your armor class, this goes versus your mental defense. This is still a melee attack. This is the first. This is the first against 2. That is 30 versus mental defense.
Yep.
For 25 points of damage. And the second attack is a 20 versus mental defense.
Yep.
Okay, both of those are odds. The claws and bite go ripping into Aurelia's collarbone, and tearing out hunks of scale. Aurelia, of course, still very much capable of fighting even after that. Exilia pointedly spits out the scale in Aurelia's face, and with the same token, as a move and quick, she will lift one of her claws, sever the thong around her neck, and toss that pendant in Aurelia's face. "I'm not going anywhere until you're dead." Let's use the proper escalation die. Aurelia's escalation die goes to 1. Aurelia!
Alright. Well, I wouldn't have let you get anywhere anyways. And then she will... Where's my fucking Google Doc? 1 second. Let's just improvise for now. With a blue lightning fist against her. That's a natural 20.
That most certainly is. And that would be enough to override her resistance.
Alright.
As it turns out, a natural 20 tends to override resistances.
A
Resistance
feint with
21.
one fist followed by a crackling, like electricity surging fist from the other.
And that was a sufficiently high roll that you'll be triggering one of the other effects that is going to be present this session. As it turns out, there's over 10,000 bodies here. Fuck tons of people, humanoids, orcs, centaurs, lamasu, even a few dragons scattered around of all flavors. Whenever a player character rolls a natural 19 or 20, or a natural 1 or 2, which was not implemented the first time whenever you shifted down, but will be done so in the future, because God forgot. Effects will happen. They will be randomized in nature depending on how you describe the attack. Because God forgot to employ your 2, we won't focus on that, but we will instead employ your natural 20. So there's a great deal of people around, and the strings of combat here are just being unwound. and the noises and actions will slowly spread around the entire Colosseum. Consider this like Dark's terrain stunt, only you can't deal any possible damage for it. Considering the environment around you, give me some semblance of idea of what Aurelia might attempt to do to the gloom.
So, huh. How would I? Perhaps something that she could do with her lightning charge attack here would be something along the lines of making the gloom very visible and, like, in a sense, flaring up so that even more people can very easily at least make her out.
Sure. Bodies start scattering around the area where you two are standing. As druids and all halflings and start just fleeing away as quickly as possible. Loud shouts and sounds of chaos begin to echo from this particular section of the Colosseum, as the Rakshasa is illuminated dimly and then brightly by the lightning, which is ripping into the creature's fur.
Right, I like it.
Okay.
And the druids are pouring lightning again. This is the way usual.
Alright. It is her turn. And with a snarl / screech, lightning ends up being channeled from swirling around her shoulders and chest into her paws, which she then ends up attempting to fling at Aurelia. This will be targeting your physical defense.
Physical defense. Is it a close quarters or a melee attack?
Also, the rune would not have helped you. It targeted your mental defense. How would the rune have helped you?
Oh crap! Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
This is a close quarters effect that is targeting physical defense.
Okay, that means I get my thing. Guess it.
This is the eviscerating stroke, and that does miss you. So you only take 40 lightning damage, perhaps, furtherly reduced.
Let's give that a try. That was not the right button.
Well, of course, it's only if it hits you, which this attack didn't.
That's true.
It missed you, so you would take 40 points of lightning damage.
Alright, that's... I guess I'll take 40.
And she will attempt to make a Rend Mind attack as a free action. This is a close quarters effect that is targeting your mental defense. 28 versus mental defense.
Yep, that hits.
15 psychic damage, and Aurelia is confused.
15, that's 89. I'm staggered and confused. How does confuse even work if there's no allies nearby?
In this case, you would flail around in a manner befitting your personality, and Aurelia, as the escalation die goes to 2, is certainly going to get the attention she desires, as she will turn, in her confusion, to look down in the center of the arena where her allies are gathered, and it looks like they're just about to walk away and, maybe go through the voting process, and Swan Dive! But that means she will take a leap down the staircase in a manner befitting her personality, using her standard action, and perhaps transitioning with the move and even through Leave on Wind, flying all the way down the stairs, bowling over druids and sending people flying, which will most definitely attract everyone's attention.
Alright. I guess she'll do that.
Because she is confused until the end of Exilia's next turn, who is frustrated because now she has to fucking pursue you to fucking hit you.
Is that Aurelia trying to charge us through 10,000 druids?
Yes, that will be gotten to after the end of this round.
It can't be. Wait. Wasn't everybody right next to us? 6th round.
Because, that definitely did attract all of the attention that Aurelia could have ever wanted and more. and sounds of chaos and anger breaking out into the battlefield. I suppose you might have, say, like a quick action or a move action if you want to suddenly turn around the staircase and move back up.
Well, if it looks like she is chasing Aurelia, then she would let her come to her, essentially.
Okay.
Remember the rune.
I know, but I don't want to use it.
I know.
Actually, no, not yet.
In that case, with the Gloom's turn, she will hiss and use like a move action to like try and like step down the fucking stairs now that like halflings have been sent flying. And as you are at range, she doesn't want to chase after you too close. She'll stay at far away. Firing down the staircase, this will target 1d3 nearby enemies, so maybe a few halflings are getting sizzled too. This will target you and 2 other people. Because the Gloom is a bit foolish and is not single firing on you. Because she doesn't know your abilities even though God does. Sometimes. This will be against Aurelia first. Striped Lightning Bolt.
Alright, that is a miss, and also targets multiple people, but it doesn't seem to have miss damage.
It does not have miss damage, no. That is a natural 2. So, the Gloom loses her footing. She tumbles on one of the halflings that she promptly like sizzles and fries with the striped lightning bolt, and ends up falling a bit down the stairs. She will be dazed until the end of her next turn. She does get to make a Rend Mind attack against you for free, though, because that was a natural even hit or miss. And she will do so. 16 versus mental defense is a miss.
No. Good.
Okay.
That -4.
Yes. That would be a 12 versus mental defense. Okay, so we're gonna pause that for a minute. We'll get back to you, don't worry.
Put on the brakes.
Timeout. So, back there in the group on the plateau, the circular plateau, the High Druid has just noted that, whole vote thing. The Draco Druid has given you this dismissive look of you fucking cocksucking sons of bitches. And everyone was just gonna scatter and it was gonna be fine and well. And then shrieking and like sounds of bellowing and yelling are emanating far to the northwest, perhaps 200 meters across and then up like 30-ish meters, as a scaled, like thinly clad, like Dragonkin goes flying and tumbling down the stairs, chasing after her, and then stumbling on one of these small halflings is a tiger creature, fur striped, and wreathed in lightning.
It
Wait.
just killed one of the little halfling druids, though.
Yeah.
You really couldn't tell at this distance.
That is. I mean, Aranas smelled burnt halfling.
There is no way that smell has emanated that far that fast.
Oh my, the speed of smell. Jesus.
Wait, which background are you using to recognize the smell
Maybe
of
all the bears and wolves and stuff. But
So, your NPC allies, who are standing there on top of the plateau with you, are looking bewildered, as is the High Druid, as is Aelor,
oh yeah, definitely.
as are the congregations of, like, Warhawk Druids, who, like, slowly followed after Aelor, as are a great number of people within the stands.
I mean, yeah.
What the hell's going
Kind of
on?
look if, like,
I was not expecting that.
I mean, do we know it's Aurelia even?
Seeing as how Tempus was also the only one who discovered that she was gone.
I wouldn't even know she's not here.
They say now
Like-
might be the round where you three discover that she's gone.
I'm looking around.
Yeah, as Jasmine rapidly looks around like, what?
Yes, everyone
know
has
that
their
is.
bewildered moment, yes. Aurelia, you are no longer confused. You are nearby. You'll have to go back up the staircase to get at the gloom.
Alright, well, I have to start with a starting attack. Anyways, and this time I won't forget the whole thing about doing more damage thanks to the talent I picked. That's my fault. Let's re-engage with a Spring Mantis Strike back up the stairs.
Okay.
Over halflings and all manner of things.
That is enough to hit the gloom and stagger her.
Ignore the damage, I'm going to roll that separately because it's a d8, or
Yes.
supposed to be.
Yes, you're 8d8.
Plus...
Yep, 3 times your strength modifier, plus 2.
44. 2 more damage, yes.
Yes, that is enough to stagger the gloom. Her backside falls on the stairs.
Okay.
Blood goes gushing out of her fur, marring the red cloak she's wearing.
And then, as a quick action, thanks to the rune, I would like to rally here.
Alright, what is motivating Aurelia in this moment?
Well, this is basically the fight where she, after years at this point, might finally get to cross the name of her list that she made so long ago. There's a bunch of people on that, and Auxilia's quite near the top, actually. So that's definitely motivating her.
Okay, that sounds reasonable enough. Go ahead and take your rally.
For this, I would also like to use the Belt of Giant Health, I believe it's called, to make it a D12.
Okay.